Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Supergirl movie. We've got some breaking news about the release date of the film, when it's going to be filming, who is directing it, and just a general overview of the DCEU because we got the release dates of quite a lot of films. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay guys, so we're sticking to DC for now, but as I said, I'm away in France, so I haven't had much time to get into all the different topics I want to cover. I've seen Furiosa. I think I definitely want to make a video to do with that, and if you guys have any other suggestions, of course, as always, please be sure to let me know what type of coverage do you want on the channel that is not DC. I've been asking this every video since I've been here in France, because when I get back to England, I really want to start making other types of content. But we got some big news to cover, and this big news is all to do with Supergirl and the DCU, so stick around throughout this entire video because we got lots of news to inform you guys about and break down. So Supergirl movie lands June 2026 release date in theaters. That is the report from the Hollywood Reporter, which we'll break it down first, and then we'll get to the rest of the stuff afterwards. So this is how the article goes. DC Studios is wasting no time in setting a release date for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow now that the movie has found its director, and we'll talk about the director later in this video, but the high profile movie will fly into cinemas on June 26th, 2026. DC and Warner Brothers announced on Tuesday. It is the second film to receive a release date since James Gunn and Peter Safran were brought in to overhaul DC under the new banner DC Studios. The first was Superman, which Gunn is currently shooting for a 2025 July release date. So let's break this down. June 26, 2026. That is not bad. That is a good release date. That is when I've been expecting the Supergirl film to come out. Because at the time when it's released in June, right at the end of June, that is just under a year from when Superman would have been released. Now, you would have seen Supergirl and Superman because she is supposed to make a cameo in that film. So we're going to see Millie Alcock as Supergirl in that film. That's going to tease the Supergirl film. Now, with it coming out in the summer of 2026, that gives it a year on Superman. So that means they would have developed the DCU a little bit by then. They kind of know what they're going for. And I think it will be an important film because it's going to set up other films, just like Superman's going to set up this film and so on. Like, all the projects are going to be important in their own way. But yeah, this is definitely high profile, and you know, a big shout out's got to go to Melissa Benoist and the CW Supergirl series, because that's definitely been a big kind of starting point why Supergirl is going to be important. Now, lots of people weren't expecting this film for a while, and that's because traditionally Supergirl hasn't been as big as, say, Batman or The Flash, or, you know, I guess Superman is the most obvious comparison, and yeah, it makes sense that Superman comes first, but that not even fast tracking the Batman film. You know, I'm talking about Batman Brave and the Bold here. It's actually more important to James Gunn and DC Studios to release the Supergirl film first, because they are very confident in the screenplay, they're very confident in Millie playing Supergirl, and they know that there is a big fan base out there that really adore Supergirl, mainly from the CW, but also, you know, fans of Supergirl from the comics, but also Sasha Calle's Supergirl in the DCU. Obviously she didn't get that much time, but there are big fans out there. So I'm really looking forward to this film, and if it's releasing on June 26, 2026, that means from now, that is just over 2 years time from the release date, because we're in 2024, in May, heading into June. And so with that in mind, when will it start filming? Well, we haven't got an official date for that, but if we look at when Superman started filming, it started filming in March 2024, and it's been released in July 2025, you can presume it's going to be a year and a bit before. So a year and a good maybe 5 months before. So if we kind of align that, I guess you would say maybe probably starting in March 2025. That would be my best bet right now. However, they could get started early. They could film at the end of this year. We'll have to wait and see for that official news. But the article goes on to say, filmmaker Craig Giuseppe was tapped by Gunn and Safran to shepherd Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and it's obviously starring Millie Alcock. She will play Superman's Kara Zor-El, the cousin of Superman. The feature film has a script by Anna Nogueira and is inspired by Tom King's comic book, which obviously was great. I highly recommend you guys read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and will apparently depart from the earnest take on the character seen on the CW Supergirl series. So they are making that pretty evident, that they are departing from Melissa's Supergirl. They want it to be like the comic book Supergirl that we saw in Tom King's comic book, that's more brutal, dark, she's kind of a loner, and she's going to be going on this mission with this alien girl called Ruthie. If you've read the comics, you'll know all about it. They're hunting after this killer called Krem. He is basically a bounty hunter. He goes around killing people for fun, basically. And yeah, so that is what she's going to be doing. She's going to be different from Melissa's Supergirl, but definitely going to take some inspiration from her, just because she's been such a pivotal part of building Supergirl up. And so the plan is for Supergirl to start filming this fall, according to Hollywood Reporter. So my speculation of March would obviously not make much sense, but I guess I was just thinking in terms of like the Superman timeline. It's always good to give yourself more time, so that means this film is going to be done probably way ahead of schedule, and it will be ready at a certain point. And I guess if, you know, it films in the fall and then it makes way for more projects to start shooting around, say, March time or the start of the year, that means more projects can come out. And so since Supergirl's got a finished script, they've cast the character already, all they've got to do is start pre-production and cast the rest of the cast, get everyone on board and get started. So this is according to insiders. This hasn't been 100% confirmed that it is shooting in the fall, but you can presume sometime around October, November time, since the Hollywood Reporter is reporting this, and you know, they are fairly reliable because they're one of the top sources out there. And so DC Studios also has the Batman movie feature in the works from Andy Muschietti, the director of that film, but there is no news in regards to that. And so in addition to Supergirl, Warner Brothers announced a handful of other dates for their high-profile movies, but Supergirl is the biggest out of all of them. And so hidden among this article where they say, okay, it's coming out on June 26, 2026, is the fact that it's been officially confirmed that Craig Giuseppe, the director of Cruella and the director of I, Tonya, is directing the Supergirl film. James Gunn himself actually confirmed this. He replied to someone on Threads asking, is it true that Craig Giuseppe is directing Supergirl? And James simply replied, yes he is, with an exclamation mark. So there you have it, it's official. Craig is on board to direct Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I think he's a great pick. His films have typically centered around female characters, and obviously this is a big story. And he's tackled dark subjects before, so obviously that is a good thing. But it should be noted he hasn't directed a superhero film. Yeah, Cruella is kind of the closest thing to that. That was a big budget Hollywood production with Disney, so I guess he's got experience in terms of big budgets. We don't know what the budget is going to be like for Supergirl, but you can presume it's going to be fairly decent, like I guess between 60 and 100 million, something like that. Could even go over. But if Warner Brothers is smart, they're going to try and keep the cost down. However, Supergirl in the comics, in Woman of Tomorrow, is very cosmic. I mean, most of it is not set on Earth. Most of it is in space. Kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess, is a fair comparison since James Gunn is involved. It's not going to be humorous like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm just mean in terms of the setting, it's going to be similar. And so let's talk about the release date for the DC Studios lineup. And I say DC Studios because I'm not just going to be talking about the DCEU lineup, because we got dates for 4 films right now, and we don't have other dates for films like Batman, Brave and the Bold, and other projects. But Joker is coming first. That's going to be under the DC Studios banner, and that is coming out on October 4th, 2024. Not too far away from now, so that's a good thing. That's coming first. And then after that, we've got a break until summer of 2025, when Superman is coming out, directed by James Gunn, of course, and that's coming out July 11th. And then after that, we've got a whole year's wait, or just under a year, until this Supergirl film is coming out. So that is coming out on June 26th, 2026. That is a real tongue twister. I've had to say that so many times in this video and I keep on messing it up. But yeah, looking forward to that. But I reckon there's going to be other projects in the meantime. And you have to know, I'm talking about DC Studios films right now. There is DC TV shows that are going to come out in the meantime. We've got Peacemaker Season 2 that's being shot right now. We've also got Waller that will be shot afterwards. We got a potential Booster Gold show coming, Lanterns. I don't know when all these are going to be released, but they're definitely going to be in the meantime. Plus we got Creature Commandos, which will come out just after Joker, it seems. And the final project we got announced is The Batman, coming out in the same year as Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So it's The Batman Part 2, set to be released in cinemas on October 2nd, 2026. So we got a good lineup. They definitely aren't trying to stack it up and be, you know, super ambitious, putting tons of films out. I reckon having 2 films or 3 films a year is good, but you can also have the TV shows, the animated shows in the meantime, so you get to kind of add up the kind of resume of the DCU already by the time you hit like a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow release, and also like when Batman Part 2 comes out. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.